What's up, guys? Welcome to, I guess this is Retro Gaming Guy Live, but we've got Heckin Steve with us, the cheesecake guy who started all this cheesecake craze over here on my channel and then left.
Oh, man. I mentioned it once, man.
Hey, it took off. I don't know, but it's all cheesecake over here now. I got little for the members. We've got like little cheesecake emojis now. It's
That's
good
awesome.
stuff. It's funny. You can't control what takes off on here, but I'm super grateful. I mean, it is what it is. I can't. It's funny now. Anytime people come on the live stream, that's not you. I have to like explain like the cheesecake backstory, but it's good stuff.
Someone
So
randomly on your stream, they're like, "Why are they talking about cheesecake right now?"
exactly. There's always at least one or two of those, but yeah, it's a good time though. And thank you to Dan for the support. Really appreciate that. But how's everybody doing? I figure we'll kick everything off here slow, and then we're going to jump into DK Oldies website because the backstory with DK Oldies is that's actually how Heckin Steve and I first kind of became acquainted, right, Steve?
Yeah,
You did a review, like a reaction video to one of my reaction videos, and
yeah,
yeah, the rest is history. So,
yeah. I can't remember that
so
guy's name.
oh man, he
The
was.
weird fella. He'll
I always
probably
want to
be in the
say
comments tonight too.
right. He'll resurface. I always
Was
want
it
to say
Salt?
Jigsaw, but it's not Jigsaw. It's if anybody remembers the dude's name.
The guy that
Um,
pretended to get N64 from DK Oldies, and he like wrapped it in Saran wrap, like posed.
exactly.
He's got a troll name. I just can't remember. He's always
Yeah.
shirtless.
Yes, it's yeah, it's an experience combing through his videos. But he hasn't been active in a long time now, but yeah, he kind of looks like something out of Lord of the Rings. He's a strange cat, but um
I need to
yeah,
get him on for a hanging with episode.
there you go. I
That'd
mean,
be a real hoot.
that would be interesting. Yeah, he did a couple of like of those videos of my stuff, and he was like talking about giving people like legal advice on how DK Oldies was not wrong, and it was very interesting. I should have did
What?
a reaction of that one.
That's crazy. Hey,
Yeah.
somebody, Cruz Medina talking about Godzilla, man. I am so ready to see -1, but it's like not available right now because of the American Godzilla movie. I know it's supposed to be coming to Amazon Prime Video in Japan on May 3rd. So hopefully somebody does the the thing where they record it and upload it, and I may or may not participate in seeing that. Of course, I'll buy it when it comes out. I have no problem buying it, but they just will not allow people in America to buy it right now, which I think is pretty messed up.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Are there
I
any
hope
new
we can.
movies coming out these days? I feel like I just looked actually at movie times for me, and it's all like they have all these like re-released movies now. It's
It's
cool
like,
and it's like a little bit scary too because I don't want to see the movie theaters go out of business. But
yeah.
um,
See, Douglas says -1 is next level great. I mean, I know it's going to be good. It's been talked about as one of the best Godzilla movies ever. As far as like new shit coming out, I think Deadpool 3 that might be okay. Although it's been like 9 years since Deadpool 2 came out, so I don't know. Maybe, and I know T.J. Miller's not in it. He had like a financial discrepancy
oh,
with old Ryan Reynolds. Now that Ryan Reynolds owns a cell phone company, he can't afford to pay somebody
he sold.
decent
I think I
wages.
don't think he owns it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were my one sponsorship deal, and
What was
yeah,
it? Mint Mobile? Was that what it
Mint
was?
Mobile. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I did like a 2 month deal with them, and then yeah, just they're actually pretty cool to deal with. They're not bad at all. It's just the process that I couldn't get used to.
Yeah.
You have to like send all your content to them before you post it, and then they have to like comb through it for a few days, and it's just like I like my high output. I like to just get shit done and post it, and not have to have it sitting around a hard drive taking up space. So
Yeah. That
yeah,
sounds like
it
a
was.
big ass hassle, man.
Yeah, I mean they never gave me a hard time about anything. I mean it is what it is, but yeah, it just wasn't the process for me. So all right, guys. Well, we're gonna kick things off. So the idea here was I actually this is how it kind of started for me, anyways. It's funny how YouTube works. I was just talking to Steve, before we went live here about this, but it's funny how YouTube works. How sometimes your algorithm will change, and then you just get bombarded with stuff. And lately, it's been
Mhm.
all DK oldies for me again, and it's been a while since they've been popping up on my feed. I don't know if they're becoming trendy again, but I was like, you know what, we should do a revisit to the whole DK Oldies thing, because that's how we first met. We both covered it quite extensively. I got sick of covering it. I don't know about you, Steve, but it got old for me.
A
But
little bit for me too.
yeah, but I mean, people liked it. It was a hot topic at the time. So I was going through one of their shorts and I was like, let me just see what the prices are. And it looked pretty crazy. And I was like, let's just do a live stream and kind of go through what they're charging over there. It's funny, they've changed some of their practices. And I do think that's from YouTubers that, highlighted some of the issues here, like you and I. And then, of course, Review Tech USA, who I can't stand, but that's
Boo! Boo! Thumbs down. I'm ready for him to leave.
Dude, I think it's coming, because he just seems to be unraveling over there. I don't wish anything bad on anybody, but I don't know what's going on over there. It's just it's a cringy sort of channel these days. Thank you guys so much for the support over here. We certainly appreciate that. Ryan Reynolds sold that cell phone cover. There you go. That's what I thought. He's just a paid spokesman now. Okay.
Gotcha.
He says we like we're part of it. Got it. That's what I heard. And I think he had like a pretty significant percentage of that company too, but let's see. All right, so we're over here on the DK Oldies website. So what we're going to do is I'm going to search for some stuff. Review Tech USA, I'm just seeing these over on the side here. Used to be cool, but now, yeah, when he reviewed tech, it was pretty good.
Like,
but it also,
years ago.
Yeah. But what kind of threw me off was, remember when he was doing and this does tie into DK Oldies, because that's what I want to kind of stay on topic with tonight, but remember when he would like dissect what they sent him? He always had to have his dad do it. And that always threw me off, because I'm like, wait, didn't we watch this guy like review tech like pretty in depth for a significant period of time? But he can't do like basic things like just opening up consoles. Like he wasn't like, at some points he was going pretty in depth, but
yeah, honestly, I mean, it's a bit ironic too. It would be like me having a YouTube channel called like Skinny Guy Food Reviews. Like how he's a Review Tech USA, but his dad has to come in and unscrew the damn shit for him. Like, what? That don't even make sense.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. That just was like one of those moments. I was like, wait, why does Pops have to come in here just to take the 4 screws out of the bottom of the console? That's a little strange, but
hey, I got a woo back.
There you go. All right, so let's dive in here and let's see what they've got going on over here. So we've got obviously our consoles. And they break it down, consoles, and then games and all that stuff. So
yeah, if we start with Nintendo, it's gonna be a slaughter, because everything Nintendo pretty much that they have is bent over the knee expensive. But what's funny too is like, nowadays, with all the stuff that I've seen from resellers on YouTube, DK Oldies ain't even the worst option anymore, which is funny because...
No, that's true. And I feel like for a while, at least, because I really haven't been following them at all lately until they just started bombarding my feed now. I did notice that prices did seem to they've never been reasonable or remotely reasonable, but they did seem to go down a little bit. Maybe as they were, combating all of the criticism. But let's start off easy then. Let's go into Sega. Although if we go into Saturn, I feel like that's going to be a slaughter too. So maybe we'll just jump into Dreamcast real quick. And what are they getting for a console these days?
Oh, man.
Damn. Console. Oh, geez. That is $149.99 just for the console only.
Now, hold up. Yeah, I was about to say, we got to look at the one with the controller, too. Do they substitute? I don't think people really make third-party Dreamcast controllers. Maybe they do, but...
They have, retro fighters and stuff like that are actually pretty good. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, let's see what's going on here. It's not like a PlayStation where...
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't even say here. It doesn't even say. So I assume then, if it doesn't... Well, we can't assume if it doesn't say that we're getting, legit stuff, but...
Gore's in the chat. What's up, Gore? $149.99, and you get Grandma's Dust Bunnies free. That's right, man. Grandma.
Sweet zoom in on this. Pixelation on point.
Yeah, they just pulled it from, the first one that popped up when they...
Screenshotted Amazon, website. Brought it over. Nice. Yeah, does it say in here? So 100% guaranteed to work. That is always good if you're selling it for an arm and a leg. You want to make sure it works. 1 year return policy. That's good. Yeah. Let's see.
That's really the best part about buying from them. If you're going to have to give them your, firstborn child or like, your
Right
entire
over here.
credit
Yep.
card allowance for an item, then yeah, I mean, at least they cover it for a year, which is more than you get with some other
Yeah, I
places.
mean, if you were to buy from now, Phoenix Resale sells on Amazon, right? He doesn't publicly share his store, but
Nope.
on Amazon, you only have that 30. What is it, like 30-day window? I think some things, maybe electronics, it's a little bit more, but it's
Right.
typically right around there. I mean, that makes you a little uneasy with something like this, which is what, 25 years old, easily more than 25 years old.
Yeah.
So, and are we mentioning refurbished in here? I'm not seeing refurbished in this part, but maybe over here.
No, they say it's in used great condition.
There we go. Status
Oh, there you go.
refurbished there on the product detail. Warranty information.
Because they have Sega professionals over there at the DK Oldies warehouse
Naturally, yes.
that are
Yes.
certified to work on these.
Of course. Not including ship. All right. So new unopened product may be returned for a refund of the purchase price, not including shipping, within 90 days of the order date. So you can return it in 90 days, but if it craps out on you anywhere within the year, you're covered. I guess that's the.
So I'm going to keep price charting up to kind of loosely reference what's going on.
Yep.
Someone in the comments, they were saying 70 to 100 on eBay for a Dreamcast. That sounds more like what you would expect, I think.
Yeah. Not console only, though, likely with a controller included.
Yeah. So, I mean,
they're wildly off on
and,
this.
with the funds that they have, even if they're not getting Dreamcasts traded into them to sell for $200, who's to say they don't just go on eBay? I mean, you've talked about this before in one of your previous videos.
They bought from me on eBay at one point in time, too.
Yeah, to flip. So, I mean, like, they could just be pulling inventory from there and doing the shit.
Absolutely. Thank you, James, for the support. How long until we start talking about Rich's propensity to stroke his amble moves
in front of his 12-year-old audience? Man, I tell you, I go out of my way every day to try to pretend that Richard Masucci is non-existent, and every time that I see that he's live, I go in there and I always do the "What up, peeps," just to see if anybody in there recognizes me, and sometimes they do, but most of the time I just get ignored. What's funny though is I remember when he was going to do his Jigsaw interview, I went into one of his live streams and I said, "Hey, when's your Jigsaw interview coming out? Because I did mine and released it yesterday, and it did really well." And then I remember him reading it, and he was like, "It's coming out next week." But you could tell that he was like pissed that he didn't get it first.
Yeah. He didn't do a damn thing in that interview, though. His disgruntled editor did, right? Because now they don't talk or they have beef, or like I just briefly saw something on that. But
that seems to be how all of his relationships end, is with a
everything,
fight,
right? Everything.
And milked for a couple weeks,
back and forth, and then they make up, and then somebody gets upset about something else, and it's an endless sort of I don't know, whirlwind of negativity over there, which I can't get into it. I don't know.
Guess their Sega repair crew by pulling up to Home Depot in a white van. I
enjoyed that one.
The Dreamcast sticker. I need to get more Dreamcast games. I only have one.
Dreamcast, and I always talk about this, but I love Dreamcast as a console, and I'm bummed that it's the last one from Sega because I think it's one of the best ones out there. So,
I like to think of the original Xbox as a Sega console too, because they bought all of their factories, and they have the same button combos. They almost copied to a T the color coordination. They just kind of
say
the
Xbox original is the Dreamcast too. So
I
mean they line up, and I think that's why I was a big Dreamcast guy, and then I became an Xbox guy from there. So they just go kind of hand in hand with that button combo and the layout.
Also, the intro sound to the Dreamcast is
very
so
true.
Iconic.
Yes,
it's just like it calms you down. It's like, bro, we about to play some video games. We about to play bass fishing. We about to play some Code Veronica.
Plus, they were ahead of their time with so much of the tech behind it as well.
Ethernet in 1999.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's too bad. So what else they got going on over here? We were just talking about how there's there are third-party controllers here, but
You don't get to decide which one you get, huh?
You just get any of those, and they're so close and naturally in design that
just rolling the fucking dice. You might get this one that looks
it's a
like
mystery box sort of experience here too. All right,
the bottom left,
you know what?
Looks like a batarang.
That's for the Batman fans right there. But you don't know if you're getting that, so you might end up with this guy over here.
Oh,
I don't know what that one is, but you can't. I love the zoom ins though. How they're just
some spaceship looking shit. Gore said, spaceship looking shit. Those are the type of controllers you hold them in your hand and you're about to play over at your buddy's house because that's the only extra controller he has, and you just sit there and you look at it and you go, okay, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
I mean, what is this over here though? Is this a third-party Dreamcast controller in any way, shape, or form, other than the fact that we have the slot in the middle?
It looks more like a modified Genesis controller, but yeah, you can put your memory card.
I don't know if there's not triggers on that, and that's what the two extra. I don't know. I've never seen that, but $19.99 for third party from 25 years old. That seems legit.
What's up?
And over here we have
the NYC virtual memory units. Yeah, that's what they were called. I'm just trying to keep up with these comments. Arkansas Picker was summoned here. What's up, Arkansas Picker? I'm sorry to hear about your booth getting robbed. I saw that video a couple weeks ago. Dr. Nick in the house. He's part of my wrestling podcast.
Nice. All right, so I'll let you man the chat because I'm over here on DK Oldies website.
Yeah. Find us some more shit to laugh at. All
right, let's go over to let's see Genesis. We're gonna start easy because once we get to Nintendo, I know it's gonna be a disaster. But fan favorite Sega Genesis Sonic 2-pack right over here, $129.99. Let's take a look at this
with the not for resale Sonic 2.
Is that? I mean, I'm trying to zoom in, but it actually looks better when I don't. So we've got the substitute options here. Substitute a original Genesis 3-button controller for $10. I feel like $10 for a substitute actually for them isn't that wildly outrageous. I mean, I've seen it for
$5 more for 6 buttons.
Well,
so why are we upcharging on the Sega Genesis controller, but like the more advanced Dreamcast controller is no upcharge? Like you just get an original with it.
Well, they are picking us apart with the list price on that one, but I mean we're getting that here too. But
Fartsack Jack says, "Steve, you crazy bastard." I know. I had 2 Hot Pockets before this too, so I might actually be the one with the fart sack here in a little bit.
What do we have for games over here? Because we actually didn't look at Dreamcast games. I want to go back to that, but
Eric, that's awesome, man.
See what we've got going on. Sonic and Knuckles for Genesis, $39.99 over here. Good cartridge. All right, so at least it's not cosmetically flawed. I was thinking that would be the entry with cosmetically flawed.
I'm gonna have to pull that one up on price chart. I mean, I loosely follow price chart.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time it's accurate, but I always double check if it's like
it gives you an idea. And I've talked about that in past videos too, how it can be easily manipulated as well, but it at least gives you a range on there. So
yeah, $24.99 is what we're looking at for loose on that game.
All right.
How much do they charge for the cosmetic? How much do they charge?
I don't know if they have let me go back to it and see if they have a price. They don't. It's $26.99. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty.
$13. I love how it's always different too. Like no matter what you pick, it's a different discount for the shitty one.
Yeah, you know what? I saw a video earlier today, and I forget. I think they said they do a 30% discount. I'm not sure. Math is not my strong suit here, but in the video, he said they were basically Joey's little buddy on screen was saying what is cosmetically flawed, and basically Joey said it's anything that it's not in good condition. So it could be just a little tear, it could be that there's no label at all on the cartridge or the game, so it can be just anything. So dealer's choice there on their end.
I'd be returning that shit if I got like a labelless game. I'd be like, look, y'all. If you guys
gotta have some degrees to that for sure. I mean, you can't just
in quotations though, if you can refurbish consoles, why can't you like reprint labels and shit? I mean, I understand some people probably wouldn't want that, but if it's missing a label completely,
right?
You know?
Well, you could specify too. I mean, you don't have to have just cosmetically flawed and good condition. You can list, several different options for these things.
Yeah.
And I mean,
that's too much work for them, though.
well, I mean, clearly, we're using stock photos and they're not even good ones. So I know, I realize that it would be a nightmare to go in here and to, I just want to take a look at Dreamcast games, but to go in and photograph every individual item. But for the prices that you're charging, maybe that is the best approach.
We got Sonic in the house, actually. I feel like Drew tells Joey stuff to say at DK Oldies. Yeah, probably. If he even shows up to work to tell Joey. We got, someone said pork roll. Okay. That's probably directed at you since I'm, in shape and not obese. Taylor, I'm all the way. Yo, hope all is well. What's up, Easy Gamers? Shout out Easy Gamers, man. He's got a really cool theme song on his channel.
I'll have to check that out. I've actually checked out the channel, but I'll have to pay closer attention to the intro track.
Oh yeah,
what's this?
Sweet,
I've got Wario World for the wife from DK. See if he played 129. Okay.
Wario World.
I'll have to check that one out on here.
Just wrapped in a paper towel, no joke. That sounds like you got it from that guy we were talking about earlier that saran wrapped his 64 posing as a.
What is his name? It was something small. It was a small name too. Damn,
Boomer Sauce.
Boomer Sauce. There we go.
That's what it was.
Boomer Sauce. Well, you know what? I'm going to plug Boomer Sauce here. If you haven't seen the Boomer Sauce video, you got to check out. I don't think he's done a whole lot. If you just look up Boomer Sauce, it's like a guy that looks like he's from Lord of the Rings with probably no shirt on. That was his thing too. Maybe he's a distant relative of Review Tech. Likes the shirtless vibe. So Sonic Adventure here for Dreamcast. We've got $49.99 for game only on Sonic Adventure.
Just throw up on that. $50 for a disc?
For a disc. Granted, it is probably one of the most popular Dreamcast games, but
probably, yeah.
$49.99.
You can tell there are only 11 reviews, so it's not like they're selling that one very often.
True. And what is game? Wait. All right. So $56.99.
So that's not 30%. I don't think.
No. That is not a big difference at all. $56.99.
I think that Hunter and Joey just kind of throw people bull all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30% would be $17 cheaper.
Well, $69.99 is the list price, but it's on sale. We can save $13 right here, right now, if we pull the trigger. So
that's just
little incentive for us to save $13 right there. That's wild though, and a disc too. So you don't even know. I mean, they're saying that they're not even saying it's good condition, right?
Yeah.
They're not even giving us that much here. I was going to say, if it's like flawless and we know it's going to play all the way through, but discs are wildly unpredictable.
Well, they have like, I've seen the video. They got like 10 different disc resurfacer machines. They're all the little $200.
Yeah. Yeah. The little blue ones that are all, yep. But if that doesn't work, you could always just bring the magic eraser into the mix and just give it a good scrub down that way too. So
that poor Wii. I still think about that Wii sometimes. $69.69 sold. Should I be shamed for selling to them? No. I mean, hey, if you need money and you need something quick and you don't want to wait for shit to happen.
Here we go.
Man.
We were talking about top games, Marvel vs. Capcom for Dreamcast. Doesn't get any more popular than that, I don't think. That might rival Sonic Adventure. So game only, $99.99. You save $25 right here, right now, though. So how much for the $111.99?
I'm still surprised that they're allowed to even do that, because when you constantly false advertise a sale, that's illegal.
Well, everything's always. We haven't seen anything that's not on sale right now.
Yeah, so that game is supposed to be $60 loose and $86.99 complete.
That's a significant difference.
Yeah, but if you ask me, man, I would rather just pay $100 more and get Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the PS2, because that's like the best Marvel vs. Capcom game, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of people share that opinion too.
Yes, yeah, I believe so. Oh wow, Sonic Adventure 2, $159.99, and that's game only.
I guess that one didn't sell as well. That was probably like released. That might have actually been one of the last Dreamcast games.
I believe so. I'll just dive into these reviews here a little bit. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles versus Shadow, Eggman. Okay, that's a very detailed one from Joseph there. Thank you for that contribution. It's a great price. Fast service. Very kind and courteous staff, always available to answer any questions. All right. If that doesn't scream fake review, I don't know what does.
Yeah, how many? Oh, only 6 reviews for this
6
one.
reviews.
So, yeah.
They're verified, though, so, I mean, you send them a link with $0 to your buddy, and they leave a detailed review that's verified in their system. It's legit.
All right, DS Collector says he's got to get rid of a kidney and start OnlyFans to afford these prices. That's true.
Have pretty feet.
Pretty feet. The feet pics.
Or what was the we both talked to Tim recently, but there was somebody on one of those shows that was selling farts in a jar for like $1,000. We should ask Tim about that. It was one of the cast members of one of those shows, though.
Yeah, I think it was. I hope it wasn't Big Ed. I think he was selling. I think he was selling something else though. I don't want that.
I don't even want to imagine that.
Like that. That's really low. Like if you're.
It was a woman. It wasn't a man. But
right.
ECW Anarchy Rules. I know we're both wrestling fans. $69.99 over here. Game only.
No, they ain't got the case of manual. You're gonna have to go somewhere else for that.
I don't remember ECW games. There was one that was decent, and the other ones were trash. I don't remember which one was good. Maybe it's this one, but
Cheesecake
can't be that good.
Yo, go back to that real quick. I noticed something there. Well, you don't have to call me sir.
Where are we going?
No, go back to that. Now scroll down to the script. Look at the pictures. Oh wait, never mind. That's related products. Okay, I thought they had multiple pictures and one of them was PlayStation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hey,
we got a 2-star review for the PS1 of this game though. Let's take a look at the 2-star review that they didn't remove because everything else is top notch.
Anarchy sucks, is what they say there. Game only.
And they got a response. Limited movement in the game. Well, all right. You can't really give DK Oldies a bad review for a shitty game unless it doesn't work, and then that's their fault.
Yeah. Hit them with the old copy-paste customer service answer there.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll side with DK Oldies on that one. You can't bitch about a shitty game to the person selling it to you.
$30 for Frogger. Somebody saw Frogger for 30.
Frogger's $25.99 for Frogger 2. Where's the original here? Have you ever checked out Caution Seaman? What a bizarre fucking game that is.
I just saw that and I was like, what in the damn hell?
So it's like a walrus person. I only know about it because I had it on my RetroPie, and it would be like one of those random video previews that pops up, and I was like, what the hell is this game? Never played it, but I watched the video preview, and it's very concerning. $34.99 though, so for game only. So if anybody wants to check it out.
You couldn't pay me. Leonard Nimoy is in it. Hopefully he's talking about a different game. No, he's talking about Seaman.
Really?
Gore said that Leonard Nimoy voices in that game, or I guess he's in it. Okay. Now that's crazy. That's probably why that game is like $40.
$69.99. So this is my all-time favorite game, and this, if I'm going to play it on the home console, not arcade, this is the way I would go at it. Game only $69.99. So I actually bought this game here on eBay for I think $24, maybe 3 years ago when I still had my Dreamcast console.
Okay.
So I don't know what it's going for these days. If you have price charting up, I'd love to see what they're
I'll check it
getting
out.
this sucker for, because that just seems crazy to me to be that expensive on here.
CIB 5386, $40.
And this is and this is game only.
Yeah, $40.
Oh.
So, I mean, yeah, they could literally be like, man, we don't have any more copies of that. I'll just go buy it for $40 on eBay, and then we'll sell it for $70.
I wonder what their turnaround time is, because anytime I bought from them, I just did. I just got consoles. I don't think I ever got games from DK Oldies. Have you bought games from them?
Yeah, I bought a couple of common titles. So I will say this. I mean, if you're not looking for like a big name title like what we've been looking at, if you're looking for
Mm-hmm.
like some basic stuff, you can get stuff for like $10 or less. And I mean, as long as you spend $10 or more, you get free
Yeah,
shipping.
free
So
shipping, right?
there are ways to get good deals on DK Oldies, but you're
Yeah,
also supporting a company that's willing to basically try to monopolize retro gaming because
sure,
that's their ultimate goal.
absolutely.
I haven't bought from them in a while, but I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that you're going to get a bunch of garbage from them. The only console that I ever bought from them ended up being in great shape. So I don't know
Okay,
if I was just lucky that day. I'm typically
yeah.
not lucky. Um, but yeah, so I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag. How much they want for Code Veronica? $64.99? Is that what it said?
54.99, and that's
54.
probably, let's see if that's game only.
I also think it is
Game
so
only, yeah.
stupid. It's so stupid that they always advertise the shittier version of it first. Like game only is what they advertise because it's cheaper.
Right. Yeah, so they get you to click.
Nobody ever is going to choose game only if they already have, or like if they
Right.
don't have like the case and manual already. So
Right.
they're always going to want the full thing, you know, because we're not
Absolutely. Yeah.
cavemen. We want shit that looks neat.
Hey, there's no sale on this one though. I think that's like the first one so far that we don't have a never-ending sale on.
That's the first one I've ever seen like that.
But yeah, you were saying that like the obscure titles, so like NBA 2K, which I actually am familiar with this game, and it's not good in my opinion. But $4.99 for that one, $2.99 over here for NFL, and I'm sure these are just game only. But oh no,
Oh no.
Oh wait, so they advertise the
have it.
price for the
Yeah.
game that they don't have. Got it. Cool.
Right.
But this isn't outrageous either. I mean, $5 for
You got to really like Allen Iverson to want that nowadays.
true.
Good evening, Bone Chief. All right, I got to get caught up on some of these comments, man. James says he is a caveman. No disrespect meant. I always say that when I talk about using a bidet and stuff. I always tell people that wipe their butts, they're cavemen and stuff, wiping their shit with the tree.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I will look that up. I don't know if I saw that, so let me type it in.
Price charting wants 200 for it, so they're probably in the 260 range. Out of stock on PS2.
Well, it should still give us the price though. That's $219. Oh, it's game only. Okay.
Game only.
$236.99.
I didn't actually look up the Dreamcast value earlier. I looked up the PS version.
Oh, the PS2. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what Dreamcast is. Because I was going to say that's not outrageous for them, but it's probably also not been updated because they probably haven't had it in stock in forever. But
yeah, $199 CIB.
Okay. All right. So they want $199 for game only on the PS2, which they don't have any of them in stock, but we can see.
Yeah, Keysarus.
$219.99 over here.
In America, the prices are crazy. They are because everybody nowadays doesn't want to go about their life like they're supposed to and just work a regular job and shit. They want to step into the gaming hobby and buy a bunch of games and then basically, be a part of the sensational reselling culture. Now you just, it's like, when I was a teenager, everybody was a guitar player. Everybody played guitar. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, damn, man, we're all going to need drummers. But there's only so many drummers. So it's the same thing. Like everybody wants to be a reseller now. Like it's getting to the point where resellers just sell to each other. So it's like,
this is
what
true.
The heck?
So I just jumped into Saturn, and Saturn's always wildly expensive, but interesting enough, we have $199 for the player pack and $199 for console only over here. So I'm imagining that. Okay, so it is $199 for console only. I bet they have that like mislabeling over here then, where they're trying to get you to click, and then it's a different price. Yeah, I mean, so they have one that Joey ran over with his car for $199. That's basically what that would mean if it's acceptable to them. So the good one is $269.99. And I assume that is with a legit controller, not third party, because we don't have any.
Yeah, it says original there.
Yeah.
All product is in good use condition, clean, tested, and backed by our free 1-year warranty.
Sweet.
I wonder when they're going to stop offering that 1-year warranty though, because they only did that to get out of everybody's hair on YouTube. So eventually that's going to go away, and you're going to have to pay for that too.
I think the other websites do that too, so maybe it's now one of those things you have to offer, but I mean, it's like I think warranties in general are a scam for like not just gaming stuff, but anything. I mean, there's so many things that they can get out of. So
we got a request to look at some Mario games whenever
yep,
you get
we're gonna
done
jump
with
over
the
there.
Sega stuff.
Yeah, I want to look at maybe a couple titles here for Saturn. We'll jump over to Nintendo. Let's see.
What's up, Jerry?
Over here.
We got Jerry in the house.
What's up, Jerry?
Just became a member on my channel. Thank you so much for the love, man. Appreciate it.
Good stuff. Not for resale. Virtua Cop $5.99. Can't go wrong with that. That seems quite low for.
Hey, that one's not on sale either.
No, it's not. Game only, $5.99.
And it says not for resale. So it's like, hey, would you like to buy this game that we're not supposed to resell?
But if you want to play through the entire series here that's available for Saturn, you got to pay quite a bit for the Virtua Cop 2. Game only $39.99. But as far as Sega, I mean, there's some really crazily priced Saturn titles.
Yeah, like
everything
Panzer
that they
Dragoon.
seem to have. Yep.
I know that one's like $1,000 in general. So I wonder how
I think House of the Dead's up there too, right? Like $600-700.
It has to be because when people bring up the Saturn, like that's one of the ones they bring up. They're like,
right.
You know,
Earthworm Jim 2, $169.99 for game only, which they don't have. So $204.99 for, game case and manual here. Let me look up House of the Dead.
Make a grown man cry, dude. Earthworm Jim 2. That game's kind of pricey on everything, though.
Yeah.
Personally, if I wanted to play it, I'd probably go for the Genesis copy. You can get a loose Genesis copy for like $36. Of course, it probably doesn't look as cool as the Saturn version, but I mean, damn. How cool does Earthworm Jim really need to look for you to have fun?
Very true. Yeah, so it looks like House of the Dead doesn't even come up unless maybe you have to type in the, but I wouldn't think so. So they probably don't even have it. That is a rare one to get your hands on. Yeah, so House of the Dead 2 for Dreamcast, $26.99. And I'm sure that's game only. But
yeah, it's probably $39.99 with the case and manual.
All right, everybody. So where do you want us in the Nintendo collections here? And I'll start pulling that up. Let the live chat dictate where we go.
Yeah, easy. Who are you talking about? You were trying to do a trade with. I kind of missed your first set of comments there. Used to play, and Brian says he used to play a game on PC called Burn Cycle. That was a really cool game. It was made by Philips Media. Hell yeah. I haven't played that one. I missed my wife grandma's cheesecake. Oh man. You know, it was my birthday this month and I didn't get any cheesecake. I totally forgot to. And I feel like I let my fans down because, you know, we're at least my fans of your channel that are here.
That's right.
Because they know about the cheesecake. I gotta give me some cheesecake, man. I'm gonna make it happen this weekend.
There you go. You gotta make it happen. Yeah, your birthday was the night that you popped into our live stream with Tim that night.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, once again, bro. Happy belated birthday. 34?
34, man.
34.
So you out there, you telling my business, man.
I'm sorry. Hey, he's actually 48, 49.
At least my age is lower than DK Oldies price.
This is true. Hey, I'll throw mine out there. I'll be the same age as you very soon. So,
see, that's what's crazy about it too, because like I always think you're older than me, but apparently not.
A couple months younger, apparently. I thought so too. So where are we going with Nintendo, guys? You guys call it, and I'll get us over there.
I don't think anybody said anything, but let's just go down the line. Let's go NES.
Right. Cool.
Because, you know, typically NES is kind of cheap, you know.
Should be anyways, right?
Yeah.
What are they getting for a system? And actually, so my first interaction with DK Oldies was they bought I had some NES consoles that didn't work. They needed to be, I forget what the process is for, you know, cleaning them up and getting them running internally. And I don't have the time or patience for shit like that. So I ended up having 2 of these in a lot I bought from Goodwill that I listed on eBay. And they bought them for, I want to say $40, maybe $35 a piece, something like that. And I know they just needed a basic, there's like a kit you buy to get them back to life. I forget. Been a number of years now, but Acceptable's going for $94.99 with third-party NES controllers, which some third parties are, I don't even want to say that. Most third parties are garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, NES third parties are terrible. Like you couldn't get anywhere. I mean, you would look like if you're a good Super Mario Brothers player, you would look like me playing that game with the third parties because I'm terrible at that.
Oh, somebody wants us to check on Chrono Trigger. When we get to the Super Nintendo, we'll check that out.
Okay.
But I tell you what, that is crazy. $109 for an
And then if you
NES.
want to get the AV to HDMI pack for 25, which these are actually like
Oh,
I want to say like $7 on Amazon, and they don't even show them here, but because they probably don't want you to go and price check them. But
and they're probably better quality, the ones that you buy on Amazon compared to what
probably,
they're gonna give you. Because they're gonna
probably,
give you that I can't remember the name of the brand, but it's in yellow boxes typically, and it's just like thin cables. Like it,
yep.
it might last you a couple of months if you're using it like a lot.
Even the ones on Amazon are pretty shitty. Like I did a review on or not a review, a tutorial on like something with NES, and I used one of those in the video. So a bunch of people had hit me up and were like, "Can you send me the link to that?" So I sent them a link to it, and it turned out that the quality I had must have been like the cutoff on when it was actually good because I still have mine and it works. Everybody else, like it was like comment after comment to the point where I just took the link out because everybody was saying that it broke after like 2 days. So that's with third party electronic cables like that, that's kind of what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
But they probably paid $5, not 25. So yeah, 133.99 for everything that you would need, with the original acceptable controllers, which is two of them is a $14 markup. That seems way off. I mean, you should be paying under well under $100 for all of this. Probably, just guessing, I don't have price charting in front of me. I would say probably like $65. I don't know, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it might just be me, but if I was going to play NES games and I wanted to play the actual games, I would use the Retron 5 because I mean you can
Yeah,
buy a
that's a solid
Retron
option.
5 brand new for 150 to $200 brand new, and
Yeah,
it plays NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. You could play the Master System if you buy an additional attachment. Um, and it plays Game Boy and Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. And if you're just trying to play something, you'd be better off doing that because I mean, obviously, you pay that $200 for that thing, it's going to play the games.
sure.
Now, I know a lot of people are sticklers for original stuff, which is totally cool, but definitely don't buy it from DK Oldies if you do want to play that stuff. Obviously, you could buy it cheaper somewhere else. Um, we got a bunch
I'm just
on.
gonna clarify for the people that don't, because some of my people don't know the resellers out there. My name is Chase too, so so some of the comments aren't directed at me, I think. So I just want to just make mention of that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of.
Because I'm gonna go upstairs later. My wife's gonna be like, there were some people saying some crazy stuff about you. It's not me that they're talking about.
Somebody a minute ago, I believe, from my side, was saying some pretty hardcore stuff, like sexual. So I went ahead and put them in timeout.
Give him a
Um,
little spanking.
yeah, a little spanking. Well, they probably would have liked that, but yeah, I just made it to where they couldn't. Let's see, AYC, dude only can create content because other people's content. You talk about me? I mean, I'm making content right now, and this has nothing to do with resellers. I do pickups videos. I have a secondary channel where I do a wrestling podcast and talk about collecting. So I mean, I can clearly make original content. But this isn't about me per se. I'm a guest on somebody else's channel, so I'm not really going to dive much into that aspect of creation as far as my content goes. But if you don't like it, don't watch it, man. That's
Always
pretty
a good
much it.
rule of thumb. I think
Yeah,
you've proven over the last several years now that you can do content of all different types.
yeah,
So I think that you're safe there. So, all right, we're going to move on to the next console. Actually, we didn't jump into games here, so I guess we should jump into a couple of
yeah.
NES
Hit up that Mario.
titles.
Yeah,
All right. Oh, Super Mario. What do we got? $29.99 for Super Mario Brothers 2. Super
and
Mario
that's the
Brothers 3.
Super Mario 2.
18.9.
That's the one that everybody doesn't like because it's different.
Right.
It's more like an
Right.
RPG.
This is
Kind
your
of, kind of.
this is a good one. Super Mario Brothers 3. Good cartridge, $34.99. Cosmetically flawed is going to be, they like that 30% off, so $18.99 here. Which actually it's marked down from what the good cartridge is selling for.
Yeah, so
So that makes
$19 for
sense.
a loose copy.
Why would they both be the same list price though? I mean, I think that right there proves your point that everything's always on sale because they're
Mhm.
just listing this to get you over to this price, with their
Right.
whatever goes into that logic on their end.
Yeah, I
All
just don't
right.
understand why a company that wants to advertise a luxurious kind of retail experience for retro gaming, they want to sell you the crappy stuff first. Like that's what
Right.
they're advertising first.
Right.
I guess maybe they feel like if they had CIB stuff advertised first, that people wouldn't buy from them.
Hmm.
But I don't think that's the reason why people wouldn't buy from them. I think there's plenty of other obvious reasons.
Right.
Um,
I mean, it's crazy that a lot of people do buy from them, though. And I mean, not everybody's on YouTube to see. I think YouTube is what's really highlighting the negatives about DK Oldies. But I have to think that you're getting a lot of. I realize that some games are fairly priced in that if you're looking for, like, I'm into stuff that's not super popular. So I'm sure there's some reasonably priced stuff on here for like Xbox and stuff like that that wouldn't be outrageous. But I have to think that like the majority of people on here buying are probably people that aren't informed on true values of things, and they're looking for just a one place, one stop shop to kind of grab everything that they're looking for, maybe for gifts or whatever. So
yeah,
most of this stuff, like we were talking about, not super popular titles. A lot of this stuff is more obscure. 46.99 for Kirby's Adventure here. Good cartridge. So
forty
they're
six
not.
ninety nine.
So they're knocking $3 off though.
I mean, hey, you got to
I
really love
mean,
Kirby. I feel like you could buy like three other Kirby games for different systems for that same amount of money, though.
sure. Yeah, I would think so. I mean, if this isn't a reason to run over towards emulation, I don't know what is. Especially now. Have you actually
Mhm.
tried the? Do you have an iPhone?
I do have an iPhone. I have an
Have you
iPad
tried
as well.
the Delta emulator yet
I
on your
haven't.
iPhone?
I I'm kind
It's
of
pretty.
I'm kind of not really into the emulation thing anymore. Now that I
I
can
gotcha.
afford the games I want.
Yeah.
Now, granted, if I ever wanted to play like Little Samson or something, I would emulate that. But that's just because it's not available for cheap.
Hmm.
They should
Right.
add it to NSO, honestly.
Well, if you like Pokemon games, though, I mean, you're not gonna pay. Well, do you have Pokemon for like the Game Boy Color and all that stuff? Where they're,
I
I
have a
guess,
few of them, yeah.
yeah, they're pretty pricey for that stuff.
Not CIB. Um, yeah, I mean, I have yellow, gold, silver, and blue and red. But I've been playing Scarlet like on the Switch.
Hmm.
So, and I play Pokemon Go all the time.
Sweet.
So I got plenty of Pokemon going on in my life. I also collect the games, or not the games, the cards. I don't
Okay.
play the physical cards, but I collect them because they have really sweet artwork. PlayStation Ain't Dead is in the house, dude. You gotta be on their podcast, man. They do a podcast every Saturday night. PlayStation Ain't Dead. Those guys are total
I
awesome
will check
dudes.
them out.
Will Ain't Dead
Thank you,
YouTube Retro
Jim.
for Mario. That's of course Sean, the Videodrome guy. I believe
Sweet.
PlayStation Ain't Dead is actually James, but I guess maybe it's Will. I don't know because he was
I will
directing
have to
that at
check that
Will.
out.
Is that AYC guy still talking smack in the comments? Look, man. Actually, I don't know. I don't see him anymore, but well, he's German, you know. So
It's late
maybe
there right now.
maybe he's really not actually upset. That's just how Germans are. They just when they speak German, they're like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah," but they're really saying, "I love you so much, won't give you a big kiss."
You never know. All right, so we've
It's
got Super Nintendo here. We've got the fan favorite World Pack, 259.99. Sweet deal there. Oh, it comes with the game. Okay.
$260. Never
Yeah,
in my
well,
life.
that's with those third party controllers.
So we
Those
get a
will
$20 upcharge per
well
controller.
20, yeah, 20 per controller. And if you want to get that AV to HDMI, you got to add another 25 on there for 324.99. It better look just like that picture right there. We don't want any tan lines on there. No yellowing for a cool 324.99. That might be the priciest option here for consoles that we've combed through so far.
I mean, think of it this way: you could pay $300 for a brand new Switch, and then get a year of their online for $20.
I was gonna say it's less than that, yeah.
And not
Yeah.
only play Super Mario World, but play like 100 other games. So, and you know, if you can't get your nostalgic fix out of 1 year of that service, then I mean, maybe you should buy from DKOldies.
That's yeah, that is wild right there.
My talk
Fan
about
favorite. I
Germans
like fan favorite. I like how they're using that. But an acceptable option. Can we do the same thing? Just going acceptable, and that acceptable. That's gonna be like a yellow console. I have to imagine, right? Because
Probably,
these are
yeah.
known for being as yellow as the add to cart button right here. If if they've been left out to, I forget the proper term for what that discoloration is, but you can actually. What's strange to me though is that you can actually remove that very easily. I've done it many times, so
With
I'm
the
not
UV
sure.
light?
Yeah, and it doesn't take much. Use the the hydrogen peroxide. You coat it on there. Obviously, you got to take everything apart. That's probably why they don't do it, because you
Right,
don't want
because
to
they
do
don't
that
take
while
stuff
there's
apart. Yeah.
right. You don't want to do that with everything seeping into the internal components, but it is an easy process, and you have to put it in the UV. You could leave it overnight in the UV lights, and it'll come out almost brand new in most cases. I mean, if you got like a really bad one, then maybe you have to do a couple of treatments, but
But
it
look
does
at
come
that
out really
there.
nice.
It's only a $10 upcharge for original controllers here. So what does that mean? Does that mean they're going to give you a messed up original controller?
It's to offset what they're going to send you with a console here. I don't know.
You're welcome, Cody. Thanks for watching, man. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, Bandit says he's done it with sunlight and hydrogen peroxide.
Yep.
You know, maybe they just don't do it with the UV lights because they spent their entire repair budget on the disc resurfacer machines.
There you go.
2
I
rounds of
mean,
cheesecake already. Round 3. Shit,
uh-oh.
man. What I do
All right,
is
so
I
what
just
are some
take 2 pieces of cheesecake, put that back in the fridge, and take the remainder of the cheesecake.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you're being courteous. That's for the next person.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what's some games we should look up here? I see Donkey Kong Country. That's probably my favorite Super Nintendo. $29.99. I feel like
got that one.
that's not outrageous for them, and it's a good cartridge. I mean, it is high. It's one of those games where they certainly had an abundance of those, but
Yeah, we also need to
$29.99.
check out Chrono Trigger. So I think
Okay.
Chrono Trigger currently is around the $200 mark.
Okay. Let's see.
One of the best RPGs ever made.
Let's see.
$224.
I missed the H on that one, but okay. And it doesn't look like they have.
It's going to be that one to the left. That's the
left.
complete.
That's
They want
the complete-
$1,000 for that though. They're
Well, I'm
smoking
glad I
crack.
clicked on. I'm glad I clicked on that one.
Price chart.
Well,
says
they did
complete
want it, but
680.
apparently somebody bought it at that price, so they're out of stock.
Oh man. Yeah, one of their fake review guys bought it.
They got 4 reviews on that one.
No, Richard, it's not because of smoking around the
$319.99 for a good cartridge, Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, so I mean, how are they out of stock on that? Because they could. I mean, I know their ass could go on eBay and buy it for $224.
So that's the thing. Like, so they could just go on and they could buy whatever they wanted. So if they just put somewhere in here that their lead time on orders can vary, then they could just simply list anything on here as in stock and then just go out and get it. Do a buy it now. I mean, a buy it now on eBay is probably going to be significantly lower than this price to where it is worth their time. Hell, they could even drop ship it if they talk to the seller, but they probably don't want to do that. Because when I sold to them, they bought a Mario Kart Double Dash from me for GameCube for, I think it went for like $75 or so, which I was thrilled with. I think that's the true value of it. But they were turning around and flipping it for like $130.
Wow.
So it's not, I mean, that's not a bad deal for literally just unboxing it and then, putting it in another padded mailer when somebody buys it from their website. They didn't have to do anything to it. It was in good shape. So, all right. So what's some other titles we should look up over here for
Someone
Super Nintendo?
suggested Final Fantasy 3 or
Okay.
6, whichever for Super Nintendo. I think that's going to be Final Fantasy 3. Gore says
search within here.
Yeah, a convention near me had an inbox Chrono for $400 back in 2016. I kicked myself for not getting it. I mean, yeah, that would have been great. At least, you know, if you're balling on a budget, you can get the complete DS version for like $113 according to Price Chart. Also, they added that to NSO yet? They need to put that one on there.
I don't think so.
They need to put all the Pokemon games on there too, because it's getting ridiculous.
Right. $119.99 for Final Fantasy III for Super Nintendo. That's a good cartridge.
What do they want for the cosmetically flawed?
Cosmetically flawed, $79.99.
So, I mean, that might be 30% off.
Yeah, that seems about right. Somewhere in that ballpark, at least.
Yeah, that game's supposed to be $78. So that one's only
in good shape.
Yeah, well, just loose, $78.
Yeah.
I would imagine that most price charting values are based on sales, and most people would probably buy the good condition ones first.
Right. Makes sense. All right. Let's go to a different console here. Let's jump into N64, which is always a good one. So what are they getting for an N64? And they always have a lot of variations with the fan favorites or the most populars here. So Acceptable's $89.99. Now, does that come with a... Of course, it doesn't come with a $25 markup for an original N64 controller.
For one. See, that's got to be the most expensive controller markup.
Yeah, that's the most we've seen. We saw 20 before with Super Nintendo, and that had been the highest. So, yeah, 25. Yep. So $114.99 for Acceptable, what drives me nuts about this, though, is that you don't know what acceptable to them. That could mean that, I mean, this was my first experience with them. Was I bought an N64 console, and it was it wouldn't work. And I think what ended up happening was, what was it? The jumper pack, I think, was I know it was third party. So it's likely that was part of the issue. But I mean, I couldn't get it to even fire up. So I don't know.
Will said he bought Chrono Trigger sealed at a yard sale for $1 and resold it for top dollar. Now I know that motherfucker is lying. He better be. After I done plugged PlayStation Ain't Dead earlier, don't maybe take it back now. Don't hurt James and Sean because of your mistake. Super Bowling for the 64, man. Did you know about this bowling game on the 64 that's like $700 or $600?
No, I don't.
And it's garbage too. It's terrible.
Really?
Just like Clay Fighter, Sculptors Cut. You know, I mean, Smash Bros for 45 ain't bad, but of course that's going to be your cosmetically flawed. I think that one goes for around $50 in general.
Good cartridge, $69.99. Cosmetically flawed is the $44.99. Yep.
That's such a good game. But why would you pay $60 for that when you could buy the best, like the one with every character ever, for less than $60, which is the Switch version?
True. Well, I feel like with 4 controllers, we got to check this one out, the GoldenEye pack.
Yeah, so the markup surprisingly isn't that bad on that Smash. It says Smash is about $40 and they sell it $44.99 cosmetically flawed. So that's really not that bad compared to other shit.
Well, if they watch this video, they're going to jack that price up now. So
yeah,
we just gave them an assist on that one.
They better not.
So, all right. So we saw that the original controllers were $25 a piece. Over here, because I guess you're getting, a bundle of 4 of them, they're going to knock it down $5 per unit to a cool $20. So, yeah,
how nice.
60, 80. Nice.
How nice of them.
$20 savings.
Sonic says Diddy Kong Racing is better than Mario Kart 64. I definitely agree with that. Diddy Kong Racing is the GOAT.
Way more to it. Yeah. Yep.
On N64.
Absolutely.
Charlie Murphy in the house. What up, bro? I know that guy in real life. He's cool.
Nice. He likes $319.99 for the N64 GoldenEye pack if you want the original controllers, but you're going to have to figure out your AV to HDMI if you're not using a CRT. I suppose there's some TVs out there that will still accommodate that. What else do we have here? Super Smash Kart pack, $264.99. I guess we got to check out the price of
I tell you what, even if you use one of those HDMI adapters playing 4-player split screen on an HD TV on GoldenEye, you're going to be sitting there like Mr. Poopy Butthole from Rick and Morty. Just ooh, you're gonna be having a
True.
horrible time.
Hey, these are they're giving you the discount here without the bulk discount. So you
Well,
get
son of a bitch.
instead of $25 a piece, only 20 over here. That's because you're indulging in the Mario Kart 64 and Super Smash Brothers. So
That's Pitbull right there, Mr. 305.
there you go.
Yeah, we're gonna need $305 for you to have nostalgic fun. They probably only give people like $60 for that console.
Probably.
And that's what really fucks the whole thing about it, is because people will trade it in with the original controller and then they go, let's put that to the side and
Right.
This,
Upcharge time.
This shitty one, the Circa. Give them the Circa 64 controller.
Yeah, because you can get the N64 third-party controllers in bulk for like $2. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did a video on that too.
Yep. So Mario Kart 64, we've got Cosmetically Flawed for $50. $69.99 for the good cartridge. And nothing in the box for these.
See, that just blows my mind. Like, why would you pay $70 for that when you could play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for less money? And it has all of those maps pretty much remastered. So,
yep. Or you can play it on your iPhone now for free. I just did that the other day with my where's that controller? Can't beat free for Mario Kart 60. I mean, I would go that route. I know it doesn't hit the same way for those looking for the pure nostalgia of it, but I mean, $70 in my pocket is much better in my opinion.
Double Dash is better for sure. These prices are fucking whack. I agree with that. Is this a joke?
So what else?
Looking at a reel from the 90s, right? A reel from the 90s. Maybe. I will never DK Oldies.
NFL
DK
Blitz,
$37.99.
$37.99.
That's a good game, but like
it is, yeah.
You could buy the arcade cabinet for like $200.
Well, no, they got the Legacy now. That's what this Indiana Jones mod is. At its core, but no, they want a fortune for that from Arcade 1-Up.
Yeah, I think I have one of the Blitz games on 64.
Loose, it shouldn't be $27.99 loose. I'll tell you that much. But I think I actually have one of those too. I don't have an N64 anymore, but
yeah, I have Blitz 2000 right here. It's fun,
Yeah. I like the original probably a little bit more, but all the Blitz games, I don't think there's a bad one. Even the GameCube ones, I love those. 2002, 2003.
The PS2 ones are good too. The Blitz Delete.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That's what Gore was just talking about that. Yeah, I think I have at least one or two of those.
Let's see if there's anything else outrageous here. WWF Attitude, $7.99.
Hey, that's actually the Dreamcast game I have.
Okay.
That's the one Dreamcast game I have. And I paid about
$11.99 when you actually get to it, because they bring you to the good cartridge as always. But yeah, that wasn't one of my favorites. For N64, you got to go, if you're going WWF, you got to go No Mercy, and then WCW NWO Revenge.
Hold up. Go back up. Superman 64. It's gonna be on your left column there.
This one right here, 12.
11 reviews, 4.5 stars. That's the worst game on 64.
Well, they're reviewing the experience, Steve, not the game.
No. I want to see these fucking fake ass reviews here. I never thought to
Game of Steel.
Raising a baby girl and trying to start her off with some old gyms. Wonderful game. Okay, now I know you're full of shit. John B.
I like Pursuing right here. That's a good one.
We got John B and John J. Oh my goodness. They didn't even try with this.
And JBJ or JBV down here.
Yeah.
You can tell your friends that you've played it. All right.
These reviews are about as valid as a Boomer Sauce video. Batman is the worst on 64. I never played Batman on the 64.
Batman's got some duds, but I don't think that I've played it on there either. Ken Griffey Jr. Slugfest, only $13.99.
You know what's a good Batman game though? From like retro days?
What's that?
Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo.
That is a good one.
It slaps.
What's the one for Saturn? Oh, it's the arcade. I think it's the arcade port, right? I think I actually have that up on my pinball. Yeah, Batman Forever.
Yeah, Batman Forever on the Genesis, one of the worst games of all time. That's what Gore
I can't.
says. I agree.
I can't get anywhere in that game.
But then again,
WCW Nitro.
that game was based on a horrible movie, so you couldn't really expect it to be too good.
Let's see what Revenge is going for. I don't think we saw that one yet because that's probably one of my all-time favorites. Just $12.99
Just $12.99
for Cosmetically Flawed.
$20. I have that one CIB. It's like right up there.
Yeah, that doesn't seem that outrageous. All right.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
It's always the stuff that I like though, but that is a popular one. So
well, too, is like if you go look at No Mercy, because everybody's always like, No Mercy, No Mercy, No Mercy, No Mercy. Like that's the one that everybody's like, oh man, if you're playing 64, you gotta play No Mercy, man. Yeah, look at
$4.99 right here if you want this one.
Yeah. And then like the one that has the save problem, they're still charging $50 for. I need to see if that's the one I have. I doubt it, but
$52.99 for regular one and good cartridge. What's that one valued at? Because that seems I know it's everybody's go-to, and I'm not knocking it. It's definitely one of the best games, but
Batman Begins
loose,
for PS2 was good. Retro Rick is a cake eater. The worst game ever is E.T. on the Atari 2600. I mean, hell yeah. I mean, that one stopped the whole situation for a few years.
Yep.
Playing the Spectrum this weekend on emulation. Hell yeah.
What do we got for GameCube over here? Now, I bought one of these from them. It was the Platinum, though. These prices are actually up from what they were then. I think I paid...
Man, you used to be able to get a GameCube for like $50.
I mean, they're known for being a little problematic, too. Definitely sensitive. Yeah, so
look at that.
Well, you got a lot of options here. You can substitute. You can get spicy over here with the spice controller for $30.
Give me that spicy boy, $30. What color is that? Red, I guess.
Or is it the orange?
The Muy Caliente is going to cost you $30, man.
$5 extra for it. Platinum's $25, which the Platinum is hard to keep from getting all dinged up because it starts to really wear down with that finish. Your Indigo and Black are probably your best bets. But I don't know why you would want one of those with a Platinum. I'm actually surprised that they don't mark up the Platinum with the Platinum because that's a set. It wouldn't be beyond them to try to squeeze you for an extra $5 with that.
Right.
All right. And this is refurbished, controller optional. Okay. All right. So what about an Indigo over here? So acceptable is $129.99. So acceptable is $129, but $30 and you get a good one. I don't even see an Indigo here. $189 for that one. So wow, $30 more to go Indigo.
I love how they advertise Indigo player pack, but if you want the Indigo controller to go with the Indigo player pack, you got to pay 25 extra bucks.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's really
so that makes it over north of 200. Yeah, $214.99, and then of course you got your AV to HDMI for 25 if you want to go that route. You'd have to be out of your mind to do that.
Yeah, Kisara said they sell cheap ass controllers and they say they don't sell fake games. Yeah, that's another thing too, man. They say that all their consoles are authentic, but then they sell Retrons, which Retrons are fine. Yep. They get the job done, but that's not a legitimate official console.
No, and the GameCube third-party controllers are probably the worst third-party controllers out there on the market, in my opinion. I mean, they're just absolute shit. So, what else we have here? I mean, we have a lot of variations, and then they're bundling games, so you can get up to $359.99. Looks like the highest price so far over here, and that's for Mario Kart. Does that? Let me see if is that the game's loose. So it doesn't even say.
I tell you what, if it was loose, I'd be spitting on somebody because they have the cases there. But then
Right,
again,
but they have the
even
cases on the loose
yeah,
ones too.
yeah, exactly. I
It
don't know.
doesn't say, right? Does it say
Yeah,
down here? To Super Mario. No, it just says games. It doesn't even say our
I would
systems are
be,
good.
I'd be
That's
extremely
you're
pissed.
leaving a lot up in the air right there with for $359.99 with a set of third party controllers.
Yeah, so roughly $400 if you want authentic controllers. $400, man. Dude,
Yeah,
it really wasn't that long ago that
409. Yeah,
$400, yeah, it really wasn't that long ago where $410 was a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like
I
10
mean, you
years
can get a
ago.
PS5 for that now, or thereabouts.
I
So
know. I know. That's
yeah,
what's crazy about this whole thing, man.
yeah. So we're going back. When did this come out? 2002, 2001, somewhere around there. So we're 22 years old on this console, and if we get the original controllers there as well. Now imagine you get just discs for those little, just two little ass discs in an envelope, probably in the same envelope to save money for
Yeah, that would be
409.99.
no,
That
no
would
way in
be.
hell,
Let
man.
me listen. I'm not putting up $409.99 to find out, but wouldn't that be a hit video if somebody did? For anybody else out there that wants to throw 409 out there into the air, that would be something if they actually sent you just two little discs in this bundle for 409.
And also,
Because it
I
doesn't
pointed
say
this
anywhere
out,
that they don't.
and you don't get a memory card. That none of
No,
these
no,
offer
no.
memory cards.
What
But
are we
I
getting
pointed
for a
this out in
memory
the
card?
video before. Sometimes their bundles are more expensive than just buying the stuff
Piecing it
individually.
together, yeah. Going
Yeah,
a la carte.
yeah. They just
Um,
you're paying them extra for a convenience, I guess. That's absurd. $220 for that disc.
these are rare. They are hard to find, but yeah, 220 for this. We've got 14 reviews, so there's at least lost disc. Yeah, that would be a problem.
Paul asked me what I'm vaping right now. It is Custard Monster Butterscotch. It's pretty
You didn't
good.
have a
I like.
cheesecake for us?
No, not today, man. Not today. I'm slacking, man. But yeah, it's pretty good, man. It tastes like custard with a little bit of a butterscotch taste to it. Um, Spider-Man was lit. GameCube released in 2001. Absolutely. What's up, Jesse? How you doing? Combat was fun, but Space Invaders was my fave, and Moon Patrol, River Raid, and Battlezone for the Atari 2600. I don't mess with 2600 too much, man. That's a little. I don't get to say
Too
it
far back
often.
for you?
Yeah, I don't get to say it often, but that was before my time. The first console I ever owned was the original Game Boy, and then I went from that to Super Nintendo. I did play a lot of NES over at people's houses, but I had a Super Nintendo, a Sega Genesis, and an original Game Boy. That was like my first bundle of stuff that I had. And then I went to N64. My best friend had the PS1, so I played that over his house. I really wanted a PS1, but it was more expensive. So my mom was like, "You ain't getting that one." But it
Yeah.
ended up working out better because then we could play 64 in my house and play PS1 at his house. So we ended up getting all the games at that point,
Best
other
of
than
both
the Sega.
worlds. Yep.
Yeah, custard tart, hell yeah, dude. The custard flavors are the best, man. Only 3 milligram for me though. I don't do those high nicotine content vapes.
New platinum GameCube on eBay for $4,000. So that's in the box then, sealed up and everything. I have to imagine, right?
Yeah, well, surprised it isn't graded and selling for 20,000.
That's true. Well, yeah, there's another video for you. You could do that. So yeah, if you wanted to get the disc here, you also have to get this guy over here, right? If you don't already have the base,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah,
these
so
go
$300
together, right?
for the pair. Do they
Or is
have
it
good
more when you
condition?
click on it?
Good
It's in good
accessory.
condition. So $59.99 if you want one. That's
Wow, like almost half the price.
yeah.
That's stupid.
I have to think that most of those are going to be in acceptable condition because that platinum just does not hold up. Like all the edges on the console itself end up getting worn down to just like the original plastic color. They just don't hold up well at all. What else do we have? So I mean, they have 3 pages of just consoles. You can get a skin wrapped one. I mean, they don't have it in stock, but what's that go for?
Sean, you better not buy that GameCube just to open it, man. That dude's crazy, man. He has way too much cash to blow on shit. Do not buy that. If you do though, and you open it, you got to put it on YouTube, man,
Absolutely.
so that I can hate comment on your video.
Just stole Grandpa's CPAP. Gonna resell.
Oh man,
Very
yeah,
nice.
dude. So the new Chase After the Right Price video, I went back like 4 years because that's when he does the really scummy stuff. And he bought a
Really?
CPAP machine for $15 to resell for $75. Like, how sad. Like, people rely on those machines to stay alive while they're asleep. Like,
Yeah.
you got to be really low to do some shit like that. But nowadays he doesn't really fuck with anything except for like trading cards and video games.
What's he got for subscribers and all that? Because I'm not familiar with his content on his channel. But
well, like I was telling you before we went on, I kind of mentioned Chase and Phoenix. So since Phoenix Resale doesn't really do his normal thing anymore, Chase kind of does that kind of stuff now. So everybody's kind of migrated to Chase After the Right Price. Because like I swear it was like 5 months ago he had like 98,000 subscribers, and now Chase has 170,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So he's reaping the benefits, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. See, Digitizer says he used a CPAP. It saved his life. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, my father uses it.
Yep. Yeah. And this dude's out, and then Chase is over here. He's like, "Hey, man, if you want to breathe while you're asleep, you gotta give me $75." Chase After the Right guys.
Oh man. So they don't have any of the spicy GameCubes, but let me just see what they charge for these.
Orange.
Interesting
stripes.
that they're $179, and that's for.
You can't even get.
But they only. They won't even.
How does that make sense? You can do it on the other one, but you can't do it
Right.
here.
They don't like the combination of those. They only want to give you the platinum in acceptable condition. They've deemed it to look best with this color, and that's all they want to offer you.
Man, I swear, dude, they don't update this.
No
stuff
logic,
at all.
no. I didn't even know that they did all these. I've seen a lot of skins for GameCubes on like Etsy. They're real big and stuff. I didn't know that they were. Obviously, they went through a period of time where they were doing that.
I mean, Drew probably sits at his desk with his cup of coffee with plenty of milk and sugar in it, where it's basically not even coffee anymore. And he probably just sits on his phone and he just listens to the dings on eBay and on his website. And he's like, well, as long as the cash keeps cha-chinging, I don't need to do anything with my website.
This has to be old here. I feel like they'd be charging way more than that for this whole setup right here.
Nowadays, for sure.
Yeah. All right.
And look
so
at
let's
that.
go
They actually took a photo.
Yeah. That's how you know it's old school. That's from the eBay days. I want to see what they're charging for a Wii console, because this has got to be the most affordable console that you can get in this day and age.
Well, I don't know. Somebody in the comments were saying earlier that the prices have started going up on these.
Oh, probably because people are modding the hell out of them now and bringing emulation into them. But $64.99 for
later, Jim.
For acceptable. Holy crap! $64.99 acceptable with and they're doing knockoff Wii remotes now. So
I
74.
I have a third-party Wiimote that a friend left at my house. They're not too bad, but I mean, dude, like, come on.
These aren't that hard to find, though.
There's over 100 million Wii systems, so that means there's at least 100 million Wiimotes, plus all of the additional ones they sold.
Right.
So,
I mean, you can get one for I want to say like $18 or so. Maybe on Amazon it's like 25, but eBay you should be able to get one in decent shape for like $18. So they're charging. I guess that's not that bad then. If they're going to give you a, I mean, they're making their money off the console, and this is acceptable condition. But $10 they're giving you the original white controller, as they want to call it, and a nunchuck.
White controller.
They let Joey do the listing that day. So most popular.
Poor Joey. I'll tell you what, man, Joey, he probably smokes 2 or 3 packs of cigarettes a day, man.
He's got to.
You could just look at him and you go, man, that guy's got some stained fingers from cigarette smoke.
So we've got the most popular here. Now this one is in
only $5.
Only $5, right? For the white
Yeah,
controller and nunchuck.
consistency, not
Yeah.
not a value shared at
Well, they're giving you
choice.
$5 less because you're paying a shitload more for a better console.
Right.
So they didn't run the
I mean, hell, if all controllers were upcharged $5, they probably sell a lot more of them, but they probably
yeah.
don't want to do that because they don't want to run out.
Yeah, they didn't put the magic eraser over this one, so they're gonna get for it.
There's no guarantee that they didn't do that either. They
That's
probably
true.
did.
Did they ever respond to that one? I think that's one. Usually they came back with like a little vague response, like weeks later after we would do a video talking shit about them. I don't think they ever came back from that one. There was no making that work. And for those that don't know, basically they did a video on how when all of us were talking about how they don't refurbish, their response was to do this short, I think it was a short video, where they said, no, we refurbish, we open up all of our consoles, and then they cut to this lady that is just wiping down a Wii console with a magic eraser. For those that don't know,
Hmm.
magic erasers are essentially like sanding sponges. They
Yep.
are super gritty. She did have it wet, but it doesn't matter if you wet it. And I did a video like demonstrating it with I think it was a panel of a Wii console. And yeah, it just basically takes off the entire sheen. So you end up with this matte finish at the end, even if you lubricate the
Hmm.
hell out of it.
And they probably don't magic erase the entire thing, so it definitely looks
Right.
blotchy.
So you just have
Yeah.
these random spots that have absolutely no gloss to them
Wii
anymore.
Sports is a reseller's favorite game. We should definitely check out Wii Sports whenever we go to the game side.
Sure.
Uh, Also, Sean in the comments, Video Drone said that third-party Wiimote controllers left at your house are called dildos. No, more like dildon'ts.
Good to know. All right. So, and they have, I'm seeing Wii U's in here as well. And I believe that these, yeah, so they just kind of mix it up there. What do they want for a Wii U controller only? $200 for the gamepad only?
Oh, geez, dude,
Oh,
you
wow.
can get a whole Wii U for $200.
They have the Zelda edition. Oh, it's the Zelda
Oh,
edition. Okay.
so
Even
that okay. So
139 is crazy.
normally,
It should be. I got one of these not that long ago because I had a the console without the gamepad. I want to say like should be under $100, like well under $100.
I want to see Sean. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I want to see Sean shove a Wiimote up his booty and play Wii bowling like that because of that dumbass comment earlier. Yeah, I
Uh,
tell you, Nintendo really messed up not selling the gamepad separately. Like that was the whole thing that
yeah,
kind of sucked about it. It's like if you want to play with a gamepad over at somebody else's house and they're
right.
using their gamepad, you've got to bring yours. Or I don't even know if you can link two to the same
I don't
console.
think you can. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
because it probably couldn't handle that kind of stream.
Right.
Because I mean, even when you were doing the tablet gaming on it, you could
Mm-hmm.
only go like 20 feet away from the console before it started
Oh
acting.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
started shitting the
acting
bed.
up.
Yep. All right. Oh, you wanted to go to Wii Games, right? Let me go back over there.
Yeah. Only if it's Super Bowling. Hey, you can play whatever bowling game you need to, man.
All right. So Wii Games.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Only one gamepad at a time. Well, if you were the guy with the gamepad, you were having a great day. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. So 17.99 for Super Mario Galaxy. That doesn't seem. Why? Oh, of course it's game only. 26.99
That's
for
cheaper than Phoenix
everything.
resale.
It is. Yeah. It. I thought it would be more than that.
Nah, that's a good game.
Right.
You know what's funny too? I think
What
it
was I
was
looking for?
Chase.
Bowling on here? Or
No,
Wii
no, no. Wii
Sports.
Sports.
Wii
Yeah.
Sports. Game only.
Chase after
34.99.
I watched the Chase After the Right Price video the other day, and he was saying Nintendo should put Mario Galaxy on the Switch. And they did. It's in that 3-pack.
Mm-hmm.
So like I thought he was supposed to know about games and shit, but I mean he didn't bring that up. But
No.
I got to get that little stab in there for old Chase After the Right Price.
And you just did a video that came out what 2 hours ago now?
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. Yeah, so close to 3 hours now.
3 hours. All right, yeah. So for the
Oh
almost
man,
40 bucks here. I
40
remember when this
buggers.
was really a cheap option because I mean the console came with this game right early on.
Yep. Every copy of that,
Every did,
every
yeah.
system other than I think the red edition came with it. And the red one might
So
have even came
there
with
should
it.
be a lot of these out there. So that whole supply and demand sort of thing, I guess, doesn't play into this.
Oh yeah, plus they made the Nintendo Selects. They made the $20 greatest hits version,
That's
which is
right.
the same game.
That's right.
So there are over 100 million copies of this game in existence. At the
So
bare minimum, there's 100 million.
yeah,
That's
40
a
bucks.
gate kept as a gate kept game because Tetris, they made a bunch of that, and you could buy Tetris on
Yep.
the Game Boy for like $10. And I know there's not that many people out there trying to buy a Wii Sports,
Only
but
$2.99 for Link's crossbow training over here. There's a
that
lot of
was
people that
another.
don't know about this game, actually.
That's the one that came with that accessory. So that
Yep.
was a pack in, but that one, look, that one's only $6.
Yeah, for the case, cover art, manual.
Yeah, price
And
chart
that was a
has.
sleeve, right? That's just the insert, right? Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
because it
the
came with
insert.
the. Yep. I'm surprised that that one's not like I don't know, $70 or something crazy.
Yeah, Wii Sports on price chart is $21.25.
Is this the Resident Evil that has that attachment for the Wii remote? Because there's a couple Resident Evils.
You talking about the Wii Motion Plus, or was it like a
It's
gun?
it was like a gun and a knife. Let me see if I can look it up.
I
Resident
don't remember
Evil
that.
Wii. Yeah, I saw it. Not that it was a gun, but they also had like a blade sort of attachment.
Yeah,
Look it up
exactly.
here.
Perfect Storm. Yeah, 100 million. That's 1/3 of the U.S. It's a little under 1/3, but I mean, the point still stands. There's a lot of Wii Sports out there.
Yeah, so it's a Resident Evil Magnum Blaster with knife for Wii. And I'm not sure which game it's for. I'm trying to look that up here. Let me see if I can pull you guys over to this page because I don't think you guys can. Oh, you guys can. Let me see if I can do this. Testing out my tech skills over here now.
I was about to say, man, you're supposed to be the tech guy.
Supposed to be. I don't know if it lets me do two different ones at the same time. So I got to
You
get
need
rid
to
of that one.
email Rich and be like, hey, I'm gonna take over as Review Tech USA.
Just give me your dad's email address. I'd like to talk to him real quick.
Yeah.
Here you go. There we go. Yeah. So did you ever see this? So you have it for the nunchuck. You have the blade for the nunchuck, and then you have
No, but that's pretty
the
sweet.
Magnum. These are a pretty penny. I think I saw
I've never
one.
seen that.
Yeah, I saw one on eBay. I want to say it went for like $150.
That must have
So
been very limited because I worked
yeah,
at GameStop at the time that game came out, and I
oh,
never seen that. So I don't know what. That's pretty cool though.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I only saw it come up once. So let me see if I can get back to.
It might have also
There we
been
go.
limited released because it has a knife.
Very true, but it was a different time. Well, this was what it would have been like 06, 07. So let me see if I wonder if eBay has one. Resident Evil Magnum Blaster.
Batman wants to know if I'll be his daddy. Yeah, I'll be your dungeon daddy.
All right, so Resident Evil Blaster 166.74 just for that's not even the same one. So that looks like yeah, maybe
What
there
do
are
I
different
think of?
variations.
Somebody asked what I think of Intellivision Amico. I don't have any experience with the Intellivision as far as I can recall. Haven't messed with it. I mean, of course, you always see them on those retro builds, like the stuff that you look at, like the pre-made stuff. They always have those on there because they don't take up a lot of space. But I haven't really messed with any of the games. I'm sure I've played ported versions on the arcade or something like that. Yeah, we're simul streaming.
We
So
are,
like this
yes.
is on Retro Gaming Guys channel, but I'm just kind of putting it over there as well. So I'm like the guest, you know.
That's right.
Jack
What's nice
says, read my previous comment about DK Oldies. Okay, let me go back. They're overpriced on everything I say too, but I was okay with the price for them. I mean, hey, shop where you want to, man. I got official Nintendo Power Strategy Guide for Ocarina of Time from DK Oldies recently for $50 and GoldenEye for 20. I will say great condition and decent price, I feel, and I was surprised. I mean, hell, if it was like your first purchase with them, I know they give you like 10% off. And like I said, I mean, it's not always horrible to buy from them. You can get decent stuff for decent prices. But the consoles and the main stuff like Mario and Pokemon and Sonic apparently can be a little pricey, and you have better alternatives for those titles. But if you're looking for stuff that's not really as desired, then you might be okay shopping with it. But then again, like I said, if you buy from them, you're supporting a company that doesn't have the greatest reputation with how they treat their consoles. From what I've heard, they have great customer service. So, I mean, I'll give them that. I'm not saying don't buy from them, but I'm just saying I'm not going to buy from them ever again.
So I was going to just kind of prove that point, and say that you can get obscure titles for reasonable prices. So this is an obscure title that I love. Not many people do, but game only is $25.99. So I just bought this not a couple months back for I think $12 complete. So yeah, so much for that. I was going to actually try to defend them a little bit and say you can get good deals, and you can. You're absolutely right, but yeah, this didn't turn out to be a good example because they're looking for double the price for
Right.
the exact same thing.
Well, also, I just think Xbox stuff is a little hot right now, like the original stuff.
It is, and maybe
the-
Indiana Jones was. I think I'm the only one that really cares about Indiana Jones, but actually, my next guest on Friday cares about Indiana Jones. He has an Indiana Jones specific channel, so
Wow.
plug that. Throw that plug right in there. Yeah,
Rogue Daddy says, Steve, shut your mouth. Don't buy from DK Oldies ever. I won't. Consoles from there are a joke. I tell you what, look up like Gran Turismo 3 for the PS2. I bet you that game is less than $10. And that's a fantastic game. No D. It might still pull it up though.
Yeah, it should.
Nope.
Went to the wrong.
You got to be
went
precise.
to a wrong hole. I'm not precise. I'm
the tech guy over here. Yeah, I'm sure this game's less than $10. If it's more, I'll be surprised. Yeah, look, $3.99.
Yeah, $3.99.
Yeah,
disc
so
only.
probably
I'm sure, but
probably
still.
$5.99 with the shit.
Oh, $3.99. There you go.
Yeah, that's not too bad. That's the game case and cover art. So if you want it with the manual, it's probably $4.99. I would imagine. Yeah,
there you go.
So I mean, yeah, if you're looking for stuff like that, that's good. You could buy that there for $5. They've probably resurfaced it because the chances of you finding that in the wild for like good condition may be a little harder to do, especially nowadays since everybody is a reseller now. But yeah.
Plus, you can bundle it with other things. If you can comb through their site and you can find 5-6 titles that are priced reasonably, bundle them together, you get the free shipping. Yeah, I can definitely see going that route because you're getting it from one source, not having to go on eBay, pay separately for shipping and all that. Plus all the fees now. And I know Mercari now is charging fees just to people buying now. The sellers don't have fees over there. So
yeah, that's kind of lame.
It's good for the sellers, I guess, but I mean, what good is it for a seller if now you're alienating all the buyers? So,
well, now the sellers have to lower their prices to kind of cancel it out because people will probably
it ends up being a wash in the end. Are they mean to their consoles digitizer? I don't know. You know what? I suppose they're not mean to them because they don't open them up, so they're not even turning the screws on the bottom. So I don't know. I guess it depends how you look at it.
DK shitties.
In the wrong hole without lubrication. Okay.
Hey, that's one of your guys, man. That ain't from my channel.
That's Broke Daddy Gamer. He's actually just starting out on YouTube himself. He's actually got some really great tutorials, so I will shout him out.
I think I've actually seen some of his stuff.
He's doing some Launchbox stuff that I just watched. When
I
did
love
you do
Launchbox.
Yeah. So he just did one on, I think it was Saturday. Watch that.
When
He's off to a great start.
When I was emulating, I was using big box mode.
I think that's the most popular with everybody. I'm the weird one that likes to boot in off of a separate drive with Botacero. I always got to make it complicated. you want to battle the boot orders always for me.
Whatever way you can do it, man. You know, as long as you're gaming, you're
Yeah.
having fun. I also like
Yep.
Project Gotham Racing. That was a great series, Brian.
Very good. Yep. All right.
Handle
Well, if anybody
Xbox
wants to
360.
jump in here with looking up any prices, but I think we're winding down here. At the end of the day, I mean, not much has changed. I suppose you could find some deals. You really got to struggle to locate them, but I don't know. At least they changed the whole sticker thing. You saw the short they just did somewhat recently.
Yeah.
Now they're claiming that those never voided warranties or anything, even though
Those
we all
aren't
have it
warranty
in.
seals. Those are just
No.
to identify our products.
That's right. Even though who was it? You did a video on him. I'm blanking on his name. The only guy that Review Tech will ever shout out in his videos, Jacob R.
Jacob
he
R.
had the screenshots of the emails where they said to him straight up that you opened your console, so you voided our warranty.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like it. I don't mind his content at all. Jacob
Yeah,
R.
he's another North Carolina guy. He's from
Oh,
Raleigh.
is he?
Yeah, he's
I
in
didn't know
Raleigh.
that. Okay.
Yeah. No, he's cool.
He was a
I
good
did
sport too. You did that video kind of ripping him apart.
Yeah.
Or not you were pretty mild on him because he's not a bad YouTuber, but
Not really, no. He just does a lot of the same over and over.
Yeah.
But it works for him. You know, he's able to make a career out of it. I guess that's cool.
Yep. He does different stuff, but yeah, I think he's got his stuff that he knows what it's gonna do in terms of views and all that. So it's tough to break out though. I'll give him credit there. I mean, it's tough to get away from what you're known for on YouTube because you try something even the slightest bit new, sometimes your audience isn't there for it.
Bucky says, look up Joey's mom, see what he's getting for her. North Carolina represent. That's right, Batman. Chad says Silent Hill 3. Look up Silent Hill 3.
All right. Can do that.
Yeah, Broke Daddy, two videos a week minimum. I would try to do one every 3 days, so that ends up being like 2 a week.
You said for PS3 or for?
He's probably thinking about that
PS2.
PS2 copy.
$169.99, and that is for game only.
Yeah,
$189.99. Oh wow. Okay.
That's a little too much for me.
Yeah.
Game's already scary as it is, man. You don't need to make the price scary too.
That is true.
Actually, CIB on that is $200, so they're actually under on that. So
really,
that's what price charting says.
Well, they don't have it, so this could be an old price too. They get that in stock, they're gonna see that and go up to 300.
Probably, yeah.
That's why you always keep them guessing.
What are they?
My stuff's
Silent
pretty.
Hill 1?
Silent Hill 1. We could check that out.
And then Rule of Rose. Rule of Rose is another overpriced game on PS2 that's nowhere near worth what it's going for.
What's let me see. A lot of options here.
It's that one right there. Third row, go down. Right there. It's out of stock.
Okay.
So price chart is 200 on that CIB.
200 game only. 219. All right, that's not outrageous. That's the black label. Greatest hits is $214.99. Yeah, I feel like when it's out of stock, it's probably super outdated on their, in their little database here.
Yeah.
Because they certainly aren't maintaining things on here, which, I mean, how could you? You have all these listings.
Yeah, it's not like they don't have 15 million employees.
Well,
but they're all busy
shipping playing orders. With the resurfacers.
Yeah, they're playing with the resurfacers and they're fucking wheeze up with the sandpaper.
Yep.
Check out.
Plus, they got the constant videos going out too. They're always doing their unboxings. They're live unboxings to show what they're getting in new, and then they're doing their little shorts to combat anybody that's saying anything remotely negative about them. So.
Well, I would imagine the reason they do so many videos like that is because if Joey's standing around doing nothing for too long, he might actually have to do something. So he's like, "Oh, I can't do that. I'm doing a video."
True. Metal Warriors. $700. Somebody said. for Super Nintendo. Whoops.
Yeah, all these prices are high.
It's like the mainstream stuff is that they really just try to mark that up because they know that probably the people that aren't super into gaming or are the casuals, if you will, are probably not aware of, true value. So cosmetically flawed, $4.99. They don't have it though. So a good cartridge is going to set you back cool $700.
Wow.
Sweet.
See what they want for Clay Fighter Sculptors Cut. So that game is around 15 loose. Okay, so it's that one on the far left.
That one right there.
Yeah. This was a Blockbuster exclusive.
$17.99 for a good cartridge. Cosmetically flawed, just $13.99. 4 reviews though.
$400 discount.
This is my favorite. Changing the spelling there just to attract different people.
That's not a Pokemon game. That's a review for a Pokemon game, and obviously that's not. Yeah. At least they pointed that out. From Luigi.
How can this game be Luigi B?
Price chart on that game
be so expensive? So I had the privilege to actually play this game when I was younger, and it's not actually that great for a fighter. Its value comes in the name alone. The actual enjoyment that comes with it is very minor. Okay.
Anybody that's ever played that game knows that shit ain't even worth $20. And I don't care what anybody says.
That's how it goes sometimes.
That game is asshole casserole.
Never played it. I'm going to have to check it out now.
And see, the reason it's so expensive is because it was a rental exclusive to Blockbuster. And the only difference between that and the regular game, as you can see on the right above it, $34.99, that's how much the regular game is. Well, it's not even worth that much. That's just what DK Oldies charges for it.
Mm-hmm.
But the Sculptors Cut is literally the same game. It just has like 3 or 4 extra characters.
You get your appearance by Earthworm Jim in there. Only got 3. That's not even 3 stars. Wonderfully not good. There you go.
Eric
Ringing
says,
endorsement.
Eric says, look up Dragon Fighter for the NES.
You can go with this one, and we'll check out complete. $374.99 for a good cartridge. And these are outdated because it's not in stock, but cosmetically flawed is $259.99. And let's just check out that complete one over there. $11.99 for the complete Dragon Fighter.
Yeah, so that's a seriously old listing because CIB is supposed to be $787 on price chart. $350.
This is probably just this is probably just a total.
I've never even seen that game.
Me neither.
Or if I did, it's so generic that I forgot. Like, I'm going to name my game Dragon Fighter. Oh, wow. How original. Might as well just call it Dragon Game.
Oh, Game Boy. We didn't even look at Game Boys, but the Pokemon games. Let me just type in Pokemon and we could just wrap it up with some insanity here. So $229 for the Fire Red Edition, Player's Choice on Game Boy Advance. We've got $129.99 over here for Pokemon Red. Emerald, always an expensive one, $339. Is that? Let's see. Is that that's a good cartridge?
Cartridge only.
All right. So for cosmetic,
$120. That's ridiculous. Wow. I mean, I don't even know why that game's so expensive. I mean, that generation.
It's like that sometimes.
Is okay, but
what else? Leaf green's always kind of high.
That Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color is a really good game.
Which one's that here?
It's like one where you actually just play the cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but see, it's only like $24.99. That one's on NSO. Soul Silver with the Pokewalker. So just
I never got
Silver
into Pokemon too much, but I remember playing Pikachu Yellow, Ruby, and Blue. but that's
Yeah,
we're going
Pokemon's
back.
awesome, man. That one definitely has the best cover, in my opinion.
Yeah,
They made Pikachu look so cool.
and even the DS ones are pretty pricey too, right?
Yeah, so like Soul Silver is going to be on that third row on the left, $299. That's without the Pokewalker, probably.
Game only, $2.99.
Yeah,
So over here, $314.99 for everything.
yeah. When I worked at Best Buy, man, they had a clearance end cap with all brand new Soul Silvers and Heart Golds with Pokewalkers
Wow.
clearanced. $15. There was like 60 copies of the game there.
Oh my god.
And obviously looking back, you're like, damn, I wish I could have got all those.
Yeah.
Even for me, not to sell them, but like just to be like, hey, look at me. I got like 30 copies of this sealed.
And I'm worth X amount of dollars now.
Yeah.
Would be a hell of a flex.
The thing is like, I didn't even think to buy one just for myself at the time because I was getting out of the DS. That's why it was so cheap, because
right.
It's not common that Pokemon games are ever that cheap, but
no.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I mean, we're seeing there's nothing that's cheap. Like $29.99 is probably the lowest. All right. Oh, Pokemon Pinball. I actually like Pokemon Pinball, but $22.99. I could see why that's not one of the high ticket items here, but that being said, they don't have any in stock either in good condition. So $22.99 for Cosmetically Flawed.
Battery not included.
Right. With the rumble.
That was one, you had to put the battery in it.
Yep. Because you want to get that full pinball experience when you hit those flippers and bounce the ball around. So, yeah, it's crazy with the just the prices in general. I mean, this is why I know you're not a big emulation guy, but this is why emulation's doing what it's doing.
Yeah, I
bonus
mean,
disc for Coliseum.
Yeah, that's one of the most rare.
Yeah.
GameCube. It's not even really a game. It's just like an extra thing that came with I think it was XD or maybe it was Coliseum. I don't remember because I didn't really mess with the GameCube that much. I was a PS2 and Xbox guy.
Okay. Yeah, I was pretty heavy on the GameCube. Emulation is the way to go. Those are my guys chiming in with the emulation stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with emulating at all. I just personally don't like to do it anymore. But I mean, I used to do it all the time. Honestly, now that I have the retro cart, I feel less inclined to emulate stuff because I have like a way of playing things. But it is nice to sometimes play SmackDown versus Raw on the PS2 in 4K, 60 or 120 FPS on the computer.
Yeah. Yep.
Upscale the crap out of it. Or PS1 games upscaled look amazing. I don't know why the PS5 doesn't do that other than greed.
Yeah. Even N64 is a different experience to play that through. Some of the emulators.
Yeah.
So
I mean, emulating definitely does save you money. And like Gabe from Valve, Gabe Newell said, the problem with emulation is because there's not a way to buy these games like officially. You have to go through the secondhand market. So like I said, man, Nintendo Switch Online should have like 500 other games that are just missing, because if they offered a crap ton of their Game Boy Advance and just the Pokemon games in general, not only would it help bring the physical copies prices down a little bit, it would satisfy a lot of their fan base, because people want to play these games and they may or may not support emulation or know how to do it, or be scared to do it because of legality reasons. So they really need to make it an option. But in the meantime, don't pay $2,000 for Sculptors Cut.
No.
Just go to those sites, get the ROM, and the rest.
Right. Well, just even with the prices being insane like they are, for the casual gamer that doesn't want to, maybe that isn't even going to like the game, they just want to kind of experiment with it.
Right.
I think that, obviously people aren't going to spend these ridiculous prices. But yeah, I don't understand why these companies don't just put their catalog of games up there for everybody. Put it in the in the pass or whatever. Xbox is like that too, and they're not as anti-emulation as Nintendo is, but I mean, they don't put out much for their their previous releases either, unless it's just the Halo games, Gears of War, stuff like that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
the more obscure titles, they don't do much with it. So
Yeah, we were talking about Delta earlier, Batman.
yeah, yep.
But also, I forgot what I was going to say, but it had to do with emulation.
She plays NBA Jam on Fire Edition, and she's pretty nasty at it. That's
Hell
the last
yeah.
time That's the last thing that we've ever played, and that's going back years. But yeah, she's pretty good. I was just playing that yesterday in my video that came out earlier today on some what was it? Video recorder that I reviewed. That's a timeless game. NBA Jam on Fire Edition. If you haven't played that for Xbox 360, and it is actually available on Xbox currently, so you can get it on modern consoles. It's probably pretty cheap.
I actually own it digitally on 360 and PS3.
Okay.
I bought it twice. It's fantastic, and it's what Battlegrounds essentially became.
Yeah.
But of course, that's not nowhere near as cool as NBA Jam. Oh, I remember what I was going to say now. I was going to say, like, if the PlayStation 5 played every generation, it would be the best-selling console ever. Because you could just play 10,000 games pretty much on demand.
Right,
just pop them in. But nope.
Yep.
Sony likes
and it seems like that would be easy enough to do too, but I don't know. What do you consider to be? So I saw DK Oldies posted a short talking about retro consoles and games, and what do you consider to be retro? Because I think we all think of like retro as like NES and even N64 stuff like that. But do you consider Xbox 360, PS3 to be retro now? Because I mean, we're in 2024. We've got the PS5, we've got the Xbox Series X.
No.
What do you? It's that like gray area where we're not quite there yet, but at the same time, a lot of those games aren't on the current consoles. Whereas PS4, you have that crossover. Xbox One, you have that crossover to modern day stuff.
For me personally, I would say any console that doesn't have an HDMI port right now would be considered retro. So like PS2, GameCube, and original Xbox, that would be the generation.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, because remember when 360 first came out, it didn't have HDMI at first, and then they started putting them in later.
Yeah,
but the majority of the Xbox's lifespan was HDMI. So I would say that 360, PS3, and Wii are almost there. But hell, then again, they play Nirvana on classic rock stations now. So, I mean, maybe they would be considered retro to some. I bet to someone that's like 15 years old, they would consider it retro because it existed before they did.
Yeah, it's that gray area where to some people it is. I could consider PS3 as borderline retro and Xbox 360, I suppose, but Wii U I won't consider it because there's still crossover between Wii U and Switch. A lot of crossover.
Oh yeah, remakes, remasters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Later, Biggie.
Take care. Thank you guys so much for watching. So yeah, it's just one of those things. I was thinking about it today after seeing that. So that's actually, and to say something positive about DK Oldies, I do like some of their video content, like stuff like that, where they're just kind of showing retro games and consoles, and they're talking about topics like that make you think. I think that's great content. So I won't shit on DK Oldies in every way possible. They do have some good stuff with their content. It's just when they use that content to kind of mislead people, that's when it gets sketchy for me.
Yeah, I mean, they do a really good job at hyping people up for retro games.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and that's mainly Joey. I mean, I think that he is good on camera, and he does what he's. I know that Vito's going to say that he's got a punchable face, so go ahead and let us know. He does have a punchable face, but I think that it does work. It's not. It works for that type of content. He's not threatening or anything like that, so it works for the feel-good content that they do put out.
Yeah.
So
I am part Irish. Someone asked earlier.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's the red.
There you go.
No joke.
He's gonna say it for us.
I was standing in line in a Dollar General a long time ago, and there was this lady in front of me, and she turned around and looked at me and she said, "Do you dye your beard?" And I said, "What? No." She's like, "There's no way that's how that happens." Because like the top of my head is like brown hair, and then like I get bright red beard. I'm like, "Nah, man, it's just how I came out," you know?
Yeah. That's how my beard is too. I have a little bit of that mixed in there, but I don't have the patience to do what you got going on there.
Yeah, I'm like,
I can go like a week and then I'm shaving. So
I'm not considered a ginger man. I'm considered a day walker. It's a little bit different.
There you go. Don't hack the PS3. Government is watching you. Just saying.
The PS3 has one of the best hacks. It literally has a server that you can access that just gives you the games directly.
That's one thing I've never done. I've never done that, and I've actually thought about modding a Xbox original, but yeah, time's never on my side.
Those are fun, actually. The modded Xboxes.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard good things.
I think you
can get you can get all the games on in one sort of setup.
Yeah, Hyperspin I think is what they use, or
yeah, and emulation's not great for all of the Xbox titles though. That's one of those that I was just talking. I forget who I was talking to with that, but it's interesting that you can emulate Nintendo Switch games pretty much perfectly in most cases, but we still struggle with Xbox original that's 20 something years old.
Now, I will say that the emulation on Xbox has had a gradual improvement.
Definitely
in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
My best friend actually, he's got this like cheap ass laptop. I'm talking like it's almost like a netbook.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me about this the other day. It was a couple weeks ago actually, but he's like, "Yeah, dude, look, I can like play Xbox games on this shitty thing." And I'm like, "Wow!" Like because I tried it last year and it was horrible.
Yeah, it's gotten really good with like the releases from the first couple of years of Xbox, like the later stuff. It definitely it's not quite there yet in my opinion, but yeah, and PS2's emulator has gotten way better too, or PS2 emulation has just gotten way better. Where now I'm finding it works with these like really low end mini PCs, like $120 options that you used to not get anywhere near that before. So everything emulation wise and tech wise, I think it's just heading in the right direction. So that's good to see.
Yeah, I came out with a beard, man. You already know. Represent. Pull your pants down and show her your carpet matches the drapes. Okay. You shouldn't be thinking about stuff like that. That's nasty. Especially when it pertains to me.
Man. Who said that?
I think it was actually. He was one of
I'm
your
just
boys.
trying to gauge if my people are yours.
Perfect Storm Gaming. That was your guy, man. So I'm telling you, dude.
Of course, it's Vito.
Yeah, see, Ian says, please don't. Yeah, please don't.
So
don't
Vito and I had a whole talk yesterday because he's first off, awesome channel. They're just getting started, him and Joe. So every time I have a premiere, I have to approve his comments. And I just let him know that yesterday. Like literally every comment, it gives me the option to either show it or reject it from the from the chat. So now I think he just tries it. I don't get them over here on StreamYard though, so I don't know if he just automatically. Yeah, so I don't know if
had to go vomit. That's what Jim said. I had to go vomit. Yeah, man, dude, just think of me as the guy that makes fun of resellers. All right, don't be thinking about like what I do with my ladies or my lady. Okay. I was speaking past tense there. I only have one right now. So, yeah. I can't get Xbox to emulate on most of my games. I mean, yeah, it's still getting the kinks worked out for sure.
It depends how you go in too. Linux versus Windows is a big one, especially with like Xbox 360. Linux can barely handle anything on Xbox 360. I know we're talking about original Xbox, but Windows can though. So you have to consider how you're going about emulating too.
You would think that, since Xbox is, based off of DirectX, that it would have been the easiest one to emulate from the get-go, but I guess just the way that it was coded originally. Cheesecake.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know all the inner workings. I just know what my experience is like. But yeah, emulation's funny like that. There's stuff that, especially now, I'm just finding there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. But you just kind of have to roll with it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Xbox 360 stores closing soon. End of an era. Yeah, for sure. Definitely end of an era.
Pour one out for the homies, man.
That's right.
Now, if you want someone to call you a racial slur, you'll have to play Series X in Call of Duty lobbies. Broke Daddy Gamer, she's not watching this. She's probably asleep.
All right. Well, I'll make sure that I serve Perfect Storm Gaming with some paperwork for their remarks.
I'm about to get a text about them other bitches.
Oh, well. All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap it up. We went much longer than I anticipated. But...
especially with that comment. That's the finisher right there.
Oh, it's all good. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was a blast. Great to have you back. So I appreciate you, Steve, joining me again. It's been a little while. You were actually I think you were the first guest that I had on the live streams. And I think we're going to have 30. I think I got like 32 streams so far. So it's...
wow.
It's been, I've been chugging along. So not all with guests, though. But we got to get you streaming more because I know your audience has been dying for you to jump on the live stream train.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got to start playing some games, man.
I know that's I've only done that. No, I did a couple streams where I tested out stuff, but it seems like people really enjoyed that. I got to do more of it. So it's tough to get into the new stuff, though. Always stuck. I'm gonna get me
a Elgato so I can.
There you go.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You're the fucking legend, though.
What?
Juggalotus.
Juggalo.
Yeah, man.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for joining us once again. Definitely check out, for my guys here, check out Heckin Steve's channel. Great channel. There should be a link that you can click in the description. And for Steve's guys, check out my channel. So,
yeah, man.
Take it easy, guys. All right.
I'm funnier with editing.
There you go. You're funny either way, Steve. All right. Good night, guys.